Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of War and Infinite Panels. It looks like the tides are changing, joined by my co-host Sarah.
Woo!
Yeah, May is over, and it looks like the next, I guess, spring should be dead. Hopefully, if anyone has not experienced spring, luckily, if you live in New York, you only missed out on allergies. If you live in New York, there's only four weathers: cold, colder, allergies, and humidity.
Yeah, basically. Oh, yeah, it's like cold, allergies, sweating to death on a subway.
Pretty much. Oh, and the only thing I remember was mad hot like 3 summers ago in New York. Small tangent. That there was the candy salesman, right? He was actually trying to convince people to buy melted M&Ms and melted freaking Snickers and Hershey's. Like, it's so hot. Why are you selling this? Just sell people gummies, man.
Yeah, dude, just quit while you're ahead. Your inventory is ruined. I'm very sorry for you, but also not sorry, so deal with it.
Yeah. Plus, I don't buy candy from Candyman. Come on.
Yeah, who can? The Candyman can, but we're scared of him.
Pretty much. But anyway, we are going to have an interesting show for you guys. We're going to be talking about many changes that are happening to the upcoming future of cinema, TV, and comics. And I guess I'll probably start on, movies. And I definitely want to start off with the trailer and the backlash of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic!
I mean, people lost their minds. Not because of Jim Carrey's amazing performance. It's all simply the look of what Sonic became.
Yeah, that whole... Oh boy, I mean, to be fair, like, the headline I literally wrote to go with that was, "What hell hath we wrought?" Because looking at that design, including, might I remind you, the motherfucking teeth, excuse me, this is a family-friendly show, the flippin' teeth, was terrifying. And people en masse were rioting, well, not rioting, I guess, but they were very upset, and I wouldn't say the executives backpedaled as far as they could through several brick walls, but they have decided to redo the design and release the movie on Valentine's Day 2020.
Yeah, for your hearts out there, loves. And I think like the worst part about it is that I think as one internet person said, Jim Sterling, he's more mad about people getting upset about it, having the perceived idea that Sonic was going to be a good movie. I mean, it's a very pessimistic look at it. Like he wanted to see this movie just to see the dumpster fire it was going to be. And I'm like, a part of me, and my inner jerk says, hell yeah, that's all me. But a part of me says, and this is me right now, is like, I don't want to, look, it could be a bad movie, but don't kill me, Sonic, okay?
Ugh. But I mean, there's a difference between a really bad movie and just nightmare fuel. You know what I mean? Like, I never want to see another food fight again.
Yeah, oh god, that movie. Oh god, it's nightmares. But the worst part about it too is like, I guess the argument I agree with people, this is that, how could they make this movie, right? Knowing the Sonic design that has worked for years up to this day and decide, F it, we got our own ideas. It's just like that level of arrogance, come on.
I think, and a lot of people also believe this theory, is that the animators came up with a design that was more like the original video games, but basically the heads were like, no, it's too cartoony, people will think this is for kids, no one will take it seriously, and they had to create a different design, and now they're like, oh shit, the animators were right.
The animators? But another thing that got me a little like scratching my head about it is like, they have to redesign Sonic and put all the scenes, etc. Takes time. I feel bad for the animators, the storyboard people doing this all over again, because that's crunch time essentially. And as we have all learned in many industries, crunch time can cause a lot of stress for workers and burnout, really. And they got to get this done within a year, so they have like what? Well, they don't have a full year. They have probably 9 months.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they probably started as soon as the mass wave of oh no, oh god started. They probably started, so they're probably about a month into the process now. But yeah, they have less than a year to clean it all up.
Yeah, so my heart's out to you guys. Hopefully you earn that overtime paychecks.
They will not.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Watch
that. We're calling it now on War Infinite Panels. We're reporting this like 5-10 months from now once we figured it out. It's like, oh yeah, they didn't get paid for all this work.
Well, no, they didn't. I mean, if you think about it, like, people like Keanu Reeves had to pay people in order to like pay the animators on the Matrix because see they weren't being paid enough, and he was like, "Yeah, this is ridiculous. Here's my salary. I did not do nearly as much on this movie as people think I did. So here, have all my monies." And it was
Wow.
like, "Oh, he's so selfless and generous." It's like, yeah, but like it shouldn't be up to the benevolence of the actors to pay the animators. That's not what the
That,
working world is supposed to be like.
yeah, that's actually the best way to describe that. It's like it's not no. But
No.
hey, goodwill's goodwill. And speaking of more things that should be a disaster, Detective Pikachu apparently sold well and did well. Apparently,
Well, I mean, honestly, who thought that that was going to be a disaster though? Like for
I
real.
think it's most of the I would say the hardcore Poke fans, I guess probably. And the fact is that Ryan Reynolds has this weird reputation. He understands nerd culture. It's clear. He's in there.
Yeah, he's deep in the zone.
Yeah, the funny thing about it is that he released Detective Pikachu movie on stream on YouTube. People clicked it, thought it was a full movie. No, it was just Pikachu dancing for like 3 hours.
Yep, and it was beautiful
It was
and
a beautiful,
wonderful, and I
great meme.
loved it.
Yeah,
Oh man, so I know you haven't gone to see it yet, but I did. Actually, I just saw it this Friday. We're recording on a Sunday. I saw it the Friday before, and I gotta say, man, the hype is real. It's really funny, and I love it, and it makes my heart happy.
like I have learned to appreciate the life.
Obviously.
Yeah, but my like I said, my only concern for the I would say to the Pikachu thing, is that I wonder how much he told Nintendo what he's doing. It's like, so I'm gonna make a movie license to you. Oh, you're Ryan Reynolds. You're funny. I like you. So you can make it good. I'm gonna make a movie. And they say, okay,
To be fair, people are calling it the best video game adaptation on film, and let me just say they're not wrong.
it's better than
Um,
anything we both did for sure.
Oh, so it was actually really fun. It is a little bit more aimed towards kids, but there's definitely some good adult humor in there. There's a lot of feels. The actors are doing a really good job, and it's really just cool to see Pokemon running around and being awesome.
That's cool. That is the coolest. Let me and trying to think of anything else Pikachu related. No, nothing much. I'm just I think I am. I think because of this, I'm more interested in Ryan Reynolds movies. More Ryan Reynolds movies. It's like he totally changed from this comedy slash romance comedy guy into yes, I'm doing these type of movies now. Like Deadpool
Yeah,
Uno and Dos to the Pikachu. I mean, what's the next property he's gonna change? Biker Mike from Mars. What's next? I'm serious.
that would be kind of great. Biker Mice from Mars was awesome.
Right, but
I
Ryan
mean,
Reynolds though.
yeah, I mean, I think that whatever the next movie is, he should do it with Hugh Jackman. That would be a lot of fun, I think, for everybody.
Deadpool
Oh,
and Logan. Why not?
I mean, you never know. I mean, anything really just to get them in the room together because there's so much fun together and they have such like a fun friendship.
Yeah,
I love them so much. My BBs.
hearts. Now we can picture doing hearts like hearts.
Hearts, heart
Hearts.
eyes, motherfucker.
Okay, that's what. Oh
But
man,
definitely go see it if you haven't. Is it like the manga? No, it's not. Is it better than the manga? I fucking think so. If you don't think so, then you can just go jump off a cliff.
Woo! And speaking of things that put people in hard eyes or maybe even X eyes of people that hate, the Star Wars is going to have a Knights of the Old Republic movie, which I think that's so baller because if I remember Knights of the Old Republic back in like the early 2000s, it was a video game made by BioWare, if I'm right. I think I'm right. Anyway, I'm really excited about it because like, wow, Knights of the Old Republic, this would be a video game. I want to see if they can do this.
Yeah, and it's also great because they want to sort of expand their storytelling. They're done so like after Rise of the Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker. I
Yeah,
never remember what the hell this title is. It's very
right,
weird.
Luke.
Yeah, Luke back question mark. After the Rise of Skywalker, there will be no more about the Skywalker family. That whole saga is over. Solo did not do particularly well, but they are basically banking on nostalgia and people who really, really love Knights of the Old Republic. Now, to be fair, let me be clear as the film and TV person. Let me be absolutely clear. It's not that they are 100% absolutely committed down to ground pound a Knights of the Old Republic movie. However, they are working with a first draft of the script They are putting a lot of effort into making it happen, so it will likely happen. However, we also had heard rumors several, I want to say 2 years back, that they were going to be making a Obi-Wan Kenobi solo film, and that has not come to task. So,
Yes.
hope and pray that Kathleen Kennedy's I don't know what exactly one would appeal to for Kathleen Kennedy, but hope that Kathleen Kennedy says yes to this project, yes to the script, um, and that we can make it work because it would be really, really dope to see.
Yeah. My personal thing is I think Disney's being very conservative with the sales of Solo and borderline reaction to the public of Star Wars. I think that it was a very bad decision by Disney to release Star Wars movies so quickly. It's not the fact they exist, no, they're so quickly. Even compared to Marvel movies who come out once every other 2 years, it feels betterly spaced in Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. Like, whoa, that's a lot of, Star Wars content to absorb in a short period of time, by the way.
No, it's true, and also another piece of news that came out was that Disney has, I believe, a 7-year plan in that every year at December there is either going to be a Star Wars film or an Avatar film. I was gonna say Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I was like, no, 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 wait, not that, not that. The Avatar films,
By
uh,
James Cameron.
the James Cameron Avatar films. So there's going to be 4 sequels to that. And then on top of that, we're thinking they're going to fill the space out with, dun dun da da dun dun da da dun. In a galaxy far, far away where winter never comes, we have the guys who wrote working on the next Star Wars trilogy.
Mm. And I think it's the Game of Thrones guys. It's not Rian Johnson, I believe, right?
No, Rian Johnson is not attached to this project. Well, actually, we don't know because they're going to write the movies. They're not going to direct the movies.
Ah,
So yes, they're going to be writing something. What will they be writing? We don't know. We know that they're not writing the Knights of the Old Republic movie. That is a different writer. That is the writer of Altered Carbon and Shutter Island, who is a really complicated
ooh,
name that I cannot pronounce. I'm not going to. I will not besmirch her good name, but it is a lady. She's working on that. They are working on a different trilogy. What is it? We don't know. But we're going to see how that all works out, especially given that Game of Thrones season 8 had a lot of people upset.
yeah, and that's a
Yeah.
whole different can of worms. But yeah, I'm scratching my head about this, I feel like it's a pretty good. I mean, the Ultra Carbon writer. I think that show is on Netflix. I heard that show is slamming.
Oh, it's great. It's a wonderful show.
Yeah, so it's like, oh wow, you guys are. And the thing about Disney, one thing I respect is that they will actually look for the dang talent to get the work done. It's like we want the best sci-fi writer, we want the best director, we want the best pizza maker in this movie.
Yep, the most excellent pizza maker.
And I really like, wow, they're giving that person a shot. I'm like, what? Because I think, like I said, I've seen Ultra Carbon in my recommendations Netflix. I should probably give it a view eventually, but it's like I know it's a top show. I'm like, wow, that's really quick. I mean, this show is just give it, let's go
Yep.
for it. The gamble.
It's a gamble, but it should work.
It should
Um,
work. Yeah.
but there's a lot of Star Wars newscasts. We got to get through all of it.
Oh god, yeah. Let's get through the list.
Okay. Carrie Russell has a character. She wears a dope helmet and apparently is a badass. I don't know much about it. I haven't looked into it. And the other big news is that after Rise of Skywalker, the Jedi and the Sith in the timeline will be done. So
Okay.
there will be no more. It's rumored, of course, there will be potentially no more lightsabers. Be potentially other problems going on in the universe, but the Jedi, or at least the Jedi as an order and the Sith as an order, will no longer exist.
It's kind of a little spoiler, but I'm scratching my head. Like, is it how to put this? It's an element of the Star Wars story that feels like without it, it doesn't feel like a Star Wars story. You know? You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, but they've proved that they could do it through Solo because that didn't have any.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Didn't have any spinny swords. Yeah.
Did not have any of the spinny swords.
Yeah, I guess it's possible. Like I believe it or not, I feel terrible. I haven't seen Solo due to just constraints of cash. I was like, if I had an extra $20 for the matinee, I would have probably went to see Solo with a friend.
I mean, that's fair. And there are also other things. They're making a new Star Wars game that is based off of a book, and Star Wars fans, hardcore fans, will have to forgive me because I haven't really read any of the books. But they're making a game based on this character who survives Order, I believe it's 66 or 60,
Oh, the Kill
whatever.
Order.
The Kill Order, yeah, and like has to hide his Jedi-ness and so on and so forth. So like there are, where so he obviously can't go around Jedi-ing, but
Yeah.
like he still is a part of the world and the universe and has adventures. So it's definitely possible to have quote unquote Jedi without like the Order and the lightsabers and all of that. So it's
Yeah.
possible. It's just it's probably not agreeable.
Right. And like I said, in my opinion, it's like I gotta give credit to the creators to tell me to do this because technically speaking, Star Wars is a sci-fi series with or without the Jedi. If you think about it, I mean, they're still flying in space because they got not time travel, they got space warp travel, they got laser guns. Han shoots first,
Yeah,
always, and
obviously.
etc. So it's like it's still a sci-fi series, but I feel like for Star Wars to make a move like this would be pretty a hard sell for fans. Well, if Trek had like Star Trek has a gay captain, gay characters, I'm like, who cares? Still good. By the way, I did see Discovery. It was 10.
Oh my god, I love Discovery so much.
It's I
Yay!
like my reserves about it was like, oh, this is gonna flip the thing 180. Nope, you're still following the same story S formula. You're still having this optimism, the unknown, this exploring what it means to be a sentient being and all that stuff. It's still good.
So good.
It doesn't matter. Like, and I think it's because and compared to Star Wars, if Star Trek by making those changes, it has its core. I think that the fans will have a hard time seeing that Star Wars can still be Star Wars without spinny swords. I think that's going to be their problem, not mine. I'm still going to see it anyway.
Oh man, good times.
Good time. So
But yes, so there was a lot of Star news. And speaking of Star Trek, we did get the first teaser for Star Trek Picard.
oh yeah, Picard.
Picard. And it basically all we know is that he runs a winery and um yeah, he is sad and retired and he became an admiral and something happened post canon
Yeah.
that made him quit Starfleet, and so he is being brought back for whatever reason. And it's just gonna be old sad Picard, and I'm here for it. And he opened a winery like a good Frenchman should,
Yes.
and it's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be dope. I think the thing I'm more excited about it is outside of seeing Patrick Stewart again. I wonder what tone they're gonna take with them being a little less the less optimistic Picard. I wonder what happened to number two. Data, just linking to all his past would be great. And I also would like to see how the other members of the Starfleet would think of him, because will they see him as this great hero? Some drunk old Frenchman. Oh, Jesus Christ, the French again. Here we go.
Woo, French,
Français.
French. I
But,
love it.
yeah. I'm just deeply excited about it. I think Patrick Stewart, well, I think he's still tweeting about it. He was like, yeah, this is going to be a great show, guys. I'm like, of course it will be. You're Picard.
Yeah, you're amazing, and I love you, and please never change.
Please never change. Oh, and please tweet yourself picking apples with I forgot his name.
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen. Yeah, keep those tweets were hot. Those memes are hot fire.
Yep.
Picking
No,
apples.
no, 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 no. The tweets that were hot fire was when they went to Pride together. That was
Oh
dope.
God, I remember those. That was so god. Like he just showed up. It's like rainbow time, bitches.
Yep, my name is Ian McKellen and I'm here to party. Oh, God bless. Those two are the best.
Yes.
So that is very, very dope.
Yeah, it's dope.
Um, there is other news, actually, and we didn't discuss this ahead of time, but I'm gonna throw you a curveball, Matt. Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. What do you think of the rumors that the next Batman is going to be Robert Pattinson?
The guy from Twilight. I don't
Why,
believe.
bro?
I personally do not believe in those rumors simply because not always acting ability, blah blah blah. No, no, no. This with the success of Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Shazam by picking I would say no name or I would say, rising actors to being superhero movies, picking someone who is known, even for the you hate it or you love it, to be Batman is not a good decision because they did the same thing for Ben Affleck and that crapped out. So that's why I don't believe the rumors. It's like, no, I think they learned from their success. They learned that Gal Gadot is amazing. They learned that Momoa is more than just a handsome beef chunk. And we learned that Zachary is also a good, also beef chunk.
Wonderful beef chunk.
Wonderful
So
beef.
he has been around the block for sure.
Right.
But he's like, yeah, he's always been a lower key comedic actor.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. I would actually be okay with our paths being Batman for several reasons. Now remember, I studied Batman in my graduate program, so I am an expert on Batman.
Expert.
I'm literally a master at Batman.
Got the degree?
Yeah, it's like master of Batman, like, just rolling the club with my master's degree.
I'm literally now. If you guys can't see it in the podcast, she's actually carrying her degree in biology in front of my. I see it. It's Batman. I get it.
It's Batman. So here's why I'm okay with it, because Arpats has that sort of, he's younger, right? And he's got that sort of look of like the rich privileged kid or a young man, because he still looks like he's in his 20s, even though he's definitely closer to 30 now. But like that like Bruce Wayne look, like he definitely looks and can pull off the sort of like privileged, suave, pretty boy look, which is not something that I think has been very well done by any of the Batmans. Bale probably came the closest. Val Kilmer maybe in second on that one, but I don't think any of them like dominated that aspect of him. Go ahead.
No, I'm scratching my head. I think that's a good way to look at it. I'd actually didn't consider that because the current tone of Batman is depressing, depressing 40-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the pretty boy, which we all forget Batman is a charmer.
Yeah. He's a charmer. He leads the double life. And like that's, and like I could definitely use a lighter Batman, I think, in the canon at this point, like a more effervescent Batman. But so that's reason one. Reason two is if we are going off the Joker verse that they're setting up with Joaquin Phoenix being the Joker and becoming the Joker while Bruce Wayne is a child, which I definitely think is interesting. You would want a younger Batman to begin with anyway, and you'd want a Batman that is a little bit more teen heartthrobby, or at least close to it, because remember, Arpats has not been in a Twilight movie for almost a decade now, I believe.
Yeah. So I guess maybe people will forget. I mean, some people may forget it, except for the hardcore haters. I mean, they'd look up it. They could just look it up.
Yeah. So, and three, I mean, like, he's been in other movies, and the other movies he's been in, they've been, like, relatively good. Like, he definitely is a good dramatic actor. He definitely takes his craft seriously. And, like, his healthy dose of cynicism, like, if you ever watch any of the interviews he did for Twilight, like, he is a snarky man. He is very snarktastic. But I definitely think that he could pull it off. And remember, when Heath Ledger, who was also a pretty boy, teen hunk person, was cast as a Joker, everyone rolled their eyes. Everyone thought it was going to be stupid. And they thought that he wouldn't have what it took to be a good Joker. And now look at him.
Yeah,
he is
infamous.
Immortalized.
Yeah.
So I would be more than okay with it. The other person who they brought up as rumored as getting the part would be Nicholas Hoult, who plays Beast in the X-Men movies, the new ones. And I think he'd be a better Edward Nygma, the Riddler, than he would
actually,
be a Batman.
Yes, his face does. Yeah, he could do that. He could be a new Scarecrow. Actually, that's.
I don't know. I don't love the Scarecrow character. I think they've done enough with Scarecrow. Like, he wasn't that interesting in the Nolan movies. I don't think he's generally that interesting.
Oh, you're not a big fan of Big Chin? Big Chin?
No.
Honestly, no. That is how I actually remember Scarecrow. People ask me, "Oh, maybe the Scarecrow like Big Chin." That was literally his power. He had the biggest chin in the room.
I mean, when you wear a mask that looks like a Scarecrow, you can have the biggest chin you want.
Exactly.
Eternal chins.
The true chin. Giga chin. Giga chin.
Oh my God, are you high now?
Not yet. I want to get there.
Okay.
But no, speaking of getting higher, Marvel apparently is launching a whole bunch of shows for Hulu.
I mean, they just bought Hulu too.
Yeah.
Like, they own it now.
Yep, they own it.
I mean, and that assuages some worries about what they're going to do with Runaways, because now they own Hulu, so it's fine.
Yeah, that means it's gonna happen, and you're gonna enjoy it.
Yep. So the two shows in question are Ghost Rider and Hellstrom,
Yeah.
which interesting. I mean, actually not interesting in maybe Hellstrom is an interesting choice, but Ghost Rider actually they already had someone
Yes.
who played it, and he will be the Ghost Rider in this version of the show as well.
Oh, it's nice. So we're using the current Ghost Rider.
Wait,
Yeah.
let me find his name. But yes, they will be. It is the first time that has ever happened, which is very interesting. It is Robbie Reyes.
Robbie Reyes. Yep, the Carman.
Yep, Carman. And yes, they will be bringing over Gabriel Luna, who played him on Agents of Shield.
Excellent.
So it might be a different canon, but it's the same actor in the same role. So like that's a first, because they don't do crossover, and neither does DC in their TV universe and their cinematic.
I think no, TC does do TV crossovers, especially with Flash, Arrow, Supergirl.
Oh no, what I mean is like when they do a new show, they change who it is, except for like this new version where they're doing like the Arrowverse. But all the shows in the Arrowverse belong to each other. Like, but Black Lightning, for example, if they had a cast which is not part of the Arrowverse outright, according to them,
yes,
if they had to recast somebody, they would actually just recast into a different role and not like take someone else. But yeah, Marvel usually doesn't do that, and that makes it kind of interesting. But I'm happy to see that they're going to be crossing over there.
Cools.
Yes.
That's good. That is good. The one thing I'm excited for is Hellstrom, because Danny, I'm assuming is the Demon Hellstrom. He's a member of Defenders. You may know him. He also is married to Patsy Walker Hellcat, but obviously Hellcat is Netflix character and all.
Well, I mean, now that it's not going to happen anymore,
so it might
maybe
have
they'll recast her.
Right, fantastic. It'd be interesting. Because the thing to me is like my favorite thing about comic book shows and even movies is that when they take a character who is C tier, roughly B tier, and morph him into a TV like Black Lightning. It's like, yeah, he's a B tier character. He had some surviving. He's workable. He's doable. And I love when they take chances on that because nothing against people love Spider-Man, but I think as even people who haven't read comics, I think we've heard almost every Spider-Man story known to man, almost up to this point.
Yeah. I mean, we've definitely, at least for Peter Parker Spider-Man, and they haven't done the clone one yet.
No, we haven't. Oh, Ben Reilly, he was cool.
Yeah, but maybe they shouldn't, though. Maybe we shouldn't do Ben Reilly.
Wait, because he dies?
No, just because it was weird. It was a weird arc. No more that, and no One Day More.
Oh, One More Day,
One More Day, whatever. So I missed it. I'm sorry. I swapped it. One Day More. Another Spider-Man, another destiny. This never-ending roll to the multiverse.
Yes. Well, the thing is that there's even more weirder version of Spider-Man. I mean, there's I believe Bruce Banner becomes Spider-Man because Spider-Man gave his radioactive blood to save him, making him Spider-Man.
Doc Ock becomes Spider-Man.
Oh, that was a cool one, Superior Spider-Man. That was a cool run, the first one, not the current one. It's like he actually gave up his life to Peter Parker to come back because he knew he had to let him be a hero. He said, "I tried everything I could. Only you could be a hero, Peter Parker." And that's so selfless of him. That was so cool.
Mm-hmm. So, you know something funny?
What?
Every time I think of Spider-Man now, all I can think of is that song from Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, to the step in the... Yeah, by Post Malone and Sway Lee. Yeah. It was a good song.
You're a sunflower. Sunflower. I'm like, oh my god.
It's such a good song, though. You can't deny it.
Oh, I can't. I literally cannot because now it is the Spider-Man theme song in my head.
I would pay top dollar if Marvel's hearing us. We will do this.
Marvel, make this a thing, Marvel. You know you don't have any really good, like... Actually, there was a really great video, and maybe I'll link it in the post version of this podcast, but there's a really great video done by, I believe it's Nerdwriter 1, or Every Scene a Masterpiece or something, where they point out, like, can you hum any of the themes from the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Like,
oh, nice.
Can you actually do it?
That's a cool test. I don't think so.
Yeah, the only one I can do, and the only reason I do this is because it's on a playlist I play all the time in my car, is the Guardians of the Galaxy theme. It's dun 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 dun. That's it's because I play it all the time. But and there's
Wait,
a
I
reason.
thought Guardians of the Galaxy theme song was no, that's the intro song. Was it Redbone? It's come and get your love.
Oh no, but you know what I mean, like the theme, like the musical theme.
Ah,
Like the background music.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But you can do it for stuff like Star Wars, right? Like dun 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 dun
Dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun. Yeah,
dun.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You can do it for Superman. You can do it for Batman. You can do it for like a number of different, very famous properties. I mean, Star Trek, Star Wars has all of them. Um, but yeah, for some reason, the MCU basically what they do is they use this really bland music that is not memorable. So basically, the Sony Spider-Man just replaced in our brain the bland theme or whatever that they put in, and that, like, the new Spider People ones have, and just put Post Malone right in there.
It's supposed to be.
This
It
is
would work.
super easy.
It would just work. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
10
And
out of 10, you finally figured out. But yeah, it's a super fascinating video. I'll be sure to share it.
Cool. I'll definitely gotta check that out. And speaking of things that's gonna be mind blowing sharing is Hickman will be coming back to Marvel, and he will be touching after after touching Fantastic Four, after doing the Avengers, he will be touching the X-Men series. And I believe it's two miniseries. I think is House of X.
Yep.
And I can't remember the other miniseries. House of X.
No idea.
No
All
idea.
I know is House of X.
Yeah, House. Yeah.
I mean, I love the little hype on it, which is so weird. Where it's
Yeah.
like the most important scene in all of X-Men, and you're like,
What?
here,
I got it. It's House of X and Powers of X.
oh shit, that's right. That was
Powers. Feel the power.
It's both the X-Men ones. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. The sad part is that again, Hickman has been away for a long time. He was writing a series known as The Dying and the Dead. He's only got the third issue out. I believe due to something happened. He couldn't continue the series, and he's been on the back burner. But this man has been talented. Trust me, anything written by Jonathan Hickman is top effing tier. I have at least 2 or 3 of his works. He is top notch.
Yep. I'm actually very tempted to call up my comic guy and be like, "Hi, can you add this to my pull list?"
Yes.
Sight unseen. I just want to be able to read it and be like, "Woo."
Yeah, and the thing is that for art-wise, he's got R.B. Silva, who's been a tremendous artist at Marvel at some time. He's been on several X-Men books. I think I've seen some of his variants recently popping up, but yeah, good art decision, choose soft, good to the point. But and both of them will start coming out in July. And the messed up part is that these are not a one-off; these are coming in waves. So they're letting Hickman be like, "All right, here's your year 1 book, here's your year 2 book. We trust you, man. You're gonna fix the X-Men universe just like you fix everything else you touch."
Fix it, please. I swear to God, that's his mutant powers, that he fixes canon.
He actually does, and it's actually disturbing how well he does it. Because of him, the future foundation of the Fantastic Four exists. That's it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's like he would fix your continuity, hands down. I mean,
let him do it. Just let him have it.
Let him have it. And the only thing that this also means is, if you look at it from a long period, he'd be getting paid by Marvel. Maybe he'll be able to continue more of his independent book series. And like I said, if you look up any Hickman independent series, such as The Dying and the Dead, I believe in East of West, that was also by him. Phenomenal stuff.
Sounds like you're giving recommendations already, mister.
Oh, looks like I am. But sorry, Hickman's not my recommendations this time. My recommendation this time is Matt Wagner's Mage. The 6th volume finally came out. It is complete. It took this man his entire livelihood to get. I really mean that. He wrote the first couple of issues when he was younger. He wrote the second one during his midlife, and he finished them now. He's somewhat an older man. And Mage actually kind of looks like Matt Wagner in real life, as he's bald, and now Kevin Matchstick is bald, so it's kind of interesting. But the greatness of the series is how strong the art is, how it deals with a lot of adults, I would say growing up life pains, as well as living to this magical destiny, getting married, having kids. It's a really solid, straight book, just deep enough you enjoy, and just enjoyable enough to go there. And it's just such a great thing. and I just can't go beyond anything just to say anything about it. That's why you guys should definitely take up Mage. It is only the sad part is you don't have to do any hardcore collection of it anymore. You just have to buy the 6 books printed by Image. So you don't have to worry about hunting it down for single issues like in the old days, or looking God knows how many publishers you went to back in the day. 6 trades by Image, go get it. Done.
Good. All right. Well, my recommendation for this month is Buffy the Vampire Slayer Volume 1. There is a new series out. It is by Jordi Belair and Dan Mora. It is actually really interesting because if you've, I'm sure if you've watched the show, you know that there are already like lots of comics and spin-offs and blah, and you're like, ugh, there's too much canon to keep track of. But no, this Buffy the Vampire Slayer series comic is actually a sort of soft reboot. So it is the same characters you know and love. It's Xander and Willow and Buffy and vampires and ass kicking and all that good stuff. But it's actually rebooted so that it's happening now.
Interesting.
In like 2019.
I see.
You have like more modern issues happening.
I wonder, does not to beat a dead horse or call wild anything, with the reboot in mind, does that I guess stop the Whedonverse or anything? Is it like just alright, this is a whole new whatever, right? Because I remember again, not to be a drama guy, when Joshua was found out to be that he was a prick about a lot of things, his book was dropped by Dark Horse, and the company put it down. It was Boom. Boom picked it up.
Yep. Boom
and
picked it up.
They had to reboot the book because of that, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not 100% clear on how much. I mean, Joss Whedon is credited as creator.
Okay, then yeah, he gets a royalty check. He doesn't touch it. Okay, that's all I need to know. Yeah.
Yeah, he touches nothing, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely not him. And what I like about it is that it's sort of acknowledging that like Buffy is wonderful and Buffy as a character is actually not aged at all in that sense, but like her circumstances certainly have changed a lot. And building a Buffy for the modern quote unquote, not the 90s, now it's been almost 30 years, is actually super interesting and it's really good. It is only the first volume. As far as I know, the series is ongoing. And I'm cool with it. Additionally, if you want to be a super duper nerd, because I know you do, because I am, you can actually read this alongside Slayer, which is also a book, an actual novel in the Buffyverse. But after Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it's by Kirsten White. It's from Simon & Schuster. It is also super wonderful. And yeah, you can get a whole new Buffy modern reboot burst right at the get-go. So Buffy the Vampire Slayer Volume 1 and also Slayer, a book by Kirsten White, is a good 1-2 punch.
So for the first trade of Buffy, I may ask, does any other side character make a guest appearance, such as Angel or anyone else? Or just we're focusing on Buffy today?
I think it's just focusing on Buffy. I read it as soon as it came out and then I put it down.
That's cool.
So
no, because
I was just like, I gotta get through this. This is so good. But yeah, I believe a lot of the fan favorites are all coming back. So Spike and Angel should be making. If they haven't made appearances, I feel like they did make at least like a reference to them. They should be coming back.
That's cool. Right, because the only thing is, I feel like first time outcome in retcon. Let's just throw everything to the kitchen sink. Everyone's here. We got Spike, Angel, the demon. Which was the demon boyfriend again? She had many demon boyfriends. No, maybe it was a TV show. That was probably just a TV show.
Yeah. Actually, no, wait. You know what? I'm wrong. Angel, I think, has his own reboot.
Oh, that's so cool.
I think.
Angel was
I'm just thinking about it. Like, wait, did I actually see him, or did I see them side by side at the comic book store and like put 2 and 2 together?
Nice. No, my thing about Angel, because Angel is my edgy teenage lord guy. Oh it's God. Like, I'm an angel, I'm brooding, no one loves me. It's like, that's what I was so cool back then. But now I'm like, I'm old now. I can't be gushing like that for Mr. Broody Man.
Put it away, Angel. Put it away.
Yeah, those days are gone. But all seriousness, that sounds a really good, interesting read. And please check out both books recommend. Mage by Matt Wagner. All 6 volumes are out by Image. And Boom's first volume of the rebooted Buffy the Vampire Slayer series. Actually, wait, if we put it together, technically speaking, we have 2 books that coincide with each other. We have a man who slays magical creatures, and Buffy who slays vampires. Boom!
Yep,
Slayer.
and other magical creatures.
Did it. All right, dabs. Anyway, guys, thanks again for checking out our podcast. Be sure to follow us on all social media and share the podcast with people so other people can enjoy it. If you're listening to this on other media platforms, please share it with other people. And
rate us on iTunes, because everybody knows that iTunes ratings are more important than lifeblood to a podcast.
Yes, please do. And thanks again, guys, and check us out next month. We'll have some new content coming through. War Infinite Panels, dab out!
Dab.
Podcast.